Hello, I am here playing Pokemon. Getting the Pokemon in the Pokeballs, and they shine. They sparkle. We have the blessed 69 left. I have been shiny hunting on my own, some, since the last one. Kinda just because I didn't want to do it for a long period of time, as I usually did. Kinda just wanted to hang out and do it on my own. Get some more shinies. Try and get some of that early stuff. Like the starters and everything. I, of course, didn't get, like, any of that. But I get a good amount of extra ones and new ones I hadn't gotten yet. And it was mainly... It started as me wanting to get a lot of the Dex entry stuff done. And of course, this was before Kuro 2 came out, which has distracted me from all of the video games. So, I don't remember the Dex entry stuff without having to go into it. So, I've basically just been running around with Rapidash, using Strong Style, Fire Blast, or whatever his first move is. So mainly, it just immediately turned back into shiny hunting. And it went pretty well. Obviously, I got a good amount of them. We're sub 70 now, which is awesome. Still no Bronzor, because of course. My biggest pain is I saw Shiny Basculin, and then was able to confirm that the wild Pokemon that are not at a specific spawn, like an Alpha, and Outbreak Pokemon, are totally reseeded every time you enter the area, which I thought was not the case. So I got the Basculin. I was careful around it, because I couldn't see where it was when I heard the shiny noise. Then I saw it and looked at it for a second and chose not to save, because I figured, just like all the other ones, I would save and it would somehow already be gone. So I figured I'd rather just go back to Jubilife through my save, come back, and it should be at the same place. But just like that Alpha we saw forever ago. Not the case. It was just gone. So that's awesome. I missed my Basculin. He was to be mine. And of course it was as I was checking like a regular named outbreak. And nothing was there. I think it was Prinplup. Or Walrein or something. I don't know. And I was checking that, and then I got nothing. So, did as I usually do. And was like, okay, I need to check this thing, because otherwise the time I don't check it, blah blah blah, it's not going to be shiny. Of course, get a shiny. And then I just completely messed it up. Complete misfire on that one. And that hurt. And then I forget what the last shiny I got. The most recent one I got was. I think it was a Rhyhorn? or something. Ooh, off stream. I was trying to remember. There was one I really wanted that I got off stream. Apparently, fucking Sneasel spawns like all the time now. We have entered Sneasel time. I still hate the jet balls and how they work, in that I do not think they work very well. But I did get a shiny Sneasel, which was pretty cool. It's a good shiny. History and Sneasel, that is. I don't like jet balls. Don't like how they work. With their stupid donk. Sick dodge, dude. So yeah, it's just a fun game to hang out, get new shinies in, make slow progress. I think I did finally get Snover Revenge as well. I got a Snover. Which just made me think, man, if I hadn't messed that up in the first place, this would be my Abomasnow. But whatever. It happens. Bah. Bah. So we will see. Forgot to turn the counter on. We will see how many shinies I get on the return. Oh, I got a Scizor as well. That might have been the last one. Shiny Scizor. Skyzor. Skizzer. Chainsaw Man tomorrow. It's gonna be a good day. I took a nap before this. And still, immediately wake up sleepy. I have no state other than tired. Except when I'm playing Kurono Kiseki 2. That game's baller. That game's incredible. I can't wait for it to start. Wow. Wow. Heard me talking about a different video game. It was like, hey, hold on. Hold up. Already saw in like the 40 minutes I was awake, already saw something that annoyed me on the internet. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good, making good time, internet. YMS being a fucking moron, just like every other YouTuber. Acting like pointing at a specific thing and going, I hate this, this is terrible, this is the worst thing I've ever seen, it's so terrible. And just being so over-exaggerating about the quality of a thing. And then someone comes and says, I think that's stupid. I think that's a stupid criticism. And then he just goes, oh, look at these people blowing up at me from Twitter, these fucking idiots. That's why I block everyone. What an idiot. To just hammer on a specific shot in a trailer as being terrible for like 2 whole minutes, just replaying it back and back and back, and then someone says, I think you're stupid. And then he's like, shut up, fucking internet nerd rando. People don't give a fuck about their audiences. Anyone that disagrees with them, not part of their audience anymore. Fuck them. Person came from Twitter. It's so stupid. I don't understand how people can like that guy. So fucking annoying. Hard to be a criticism and, like, review channel when you can't bother to have a single good opinion, ever. Or be funny. Being funny would be cool. That'd be a cool, cool little twist to being a reviewer. It's like if you had opinions that were worth anything. Or were funny, entertaining. No one can really nail either of those things. I just hate people's opinions on the internet. I'm finishing up the Giant Bomb 2017 Game of the Year stuff in my yearly re-listen to all of every podcast I've ever listened to rather than engage with new content. I have reached that time. Turtwig. And it's, boy, it's annoying. Oh boy. There's, I was expecting the circle jerk of Nier Automata. I wasn't expecting, like, a middling, like a lukewarm response to Automata. But not lukewarm as if they know it's bad. It's lukewarm as if that game was made by white people, 10 out of 10. 11 out of 11. Like, a perfect game. But it's just palatable enough for them that they think it's good. But it's a little too anime. You know, that criticism that has a lot of mileage in Western video game circles and journalism outlets. It's too anime. What does that even mean? Do you look at Harry Potter and go, oh, that's so fucking anime? When if you just changed the art, it would be the most... Like, you would completely believe it's a manga or an anime. You just changed the art. Because it is, like, the most typical shonen, like, A to B to C, in terms of power scaling, progression, and experience and everything. It's just so weird. And Yakuza 0 came out that year too. I was not super excited about the potential of listening to people talk about how great Yakuza 0 is for it being so goofy haha. And then they all act like, apart from, it's all the normal stuff of like, man, it's so good at changing its tone from completely random lol side quest characters that are meaningless to serious drama. It just feels there's not a single... For being reviewers, you'd think they'd have a big, wide spectrum of the things they think and believe when it comes to video games and media. Or at least there'd be a single creative or unique line about something. But you can just auto-generate in your head whatever a reviewer would say. And yep, that's it's probably exactly what they said. And it just is a bummer. Just the complete stifling of anyone that has something interesting to say about anything, or have specific interests that fall outside of the newest indie game about depression. It's so odd. hello, Drifloon. Get in the ball. You are a good shiny. You're a good shiny. I'm not gonna be upset at you that you're the first shiny. What even happened there? That's one in 15 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh. Oh. God. I'm sleepy. I'm just rambling about things that annoy me. What else is new? Oh my gosh. Shalfa. Oh lord, he's coming. It's really, like, immediately fighting for closest two shinies together. If I hadn't had to type and change the number, boy. It waits for all stuff like that for when I'm streaming. It knows. It understands. God, I'm tired. I feel like I have no energy. Hi. Oshawott. Wow, he ran far. Of course it would just donk off him. You're a tiny little rodent thing. Could you get in the ball? Why would it donk off? Just catch. It's not a significant difference in distance. Look at him. Tiny. So Oshawott-esque. So for my party. Oh. Why am I so tired? I kind of picked Pokemon that I still need to complete their dexes. Well, obviously, but Pokemon I still need the shinies of kind of took precedence. And honestly, I have most of their dexes completed already. The only ones I don't are ones that were not priority, or were kind of weird, or I hadn't gotten to yet when I started to really start drowning in shinies. Or ones where I already have the shiny of all its evolutions and forms, yet still do not actually have the completed dex entry. So you can see I have stuff like Porygon on my team, which is not even a Pokemon I plan on getting in this game, shiny-wise. Like, going out of my way for. But since we still have 69 left, I figured I might as well just have a full team of Pokemon that, still need to be dexed the fuck up. So obviously I've been playing Crow 2. That game's amazing. I've completed Chapter 1, and was going to finish Slime Rancher this morning. Then I was immediately going to go into Chapter 1 Side A and stream those so that I could have that part of the guide up. But I took really good notes on them, so I don't feel like it'll be a pain to just wait a little bit longer. Kind of want to see if my friend can sit in on those so we can talk Kiseki. He can see what's going on in the game. It's fucking excellent so far. I'm so excited about it. But yeah, you can tell Chapter 1 is Chapter 1. It does a great job of introducing all the stuff, kind of getting more into... Because the prologue is like shock and awe of, like, not comes out of nowhere, but like, wow, what a killer opening to reintroduce you to the characters, but more so to immediately put you back in as if they didn't even miss a beat. Like, time passed, but you don't really feel like you need to be reintroduced to what's going on. They immediately get into new stuff, and a new mystery, and everything, and it's awesome. But Chapter 1 really glows down and is more like a proper Kiseki chapter. But having these split side stuff, it's kind of more like Hajimari, but where Hajimari, some of those side things, it didn't feel like all of them. We could just mask off. Lloyd's route in that game sucks for the most part. It is either boring and uninteresting and like just kind of meaningless, or just straight up nothing of value happens. And there were just some really big payoffs. And the setups were early on, and then there was like nothing. And then it was like a while before you got like those great cutscenes and those really good payoffs later on in the game. And the episodes and stuff. It feels like this one is just really well paced. Kuro also had a problem of like, first chapter did a pretty good job introducing stuff, and since I'm so close to it and I haven't finished the game yet in its entirety, I can't tell if the feeling in my stomach with Chapter 1 of Kuro 2 is that I think there's something lacking in it, or just that it depresses me that I've already completed it, because that's the only time I will... My first completion, my first, like, experience with that chapter is done. Like, so I want it to be perfect in a way that is beyond infeasible. It is just impossible. Where every 10 seconds there needs to be an... Green shows up 19 times and has the most amazing scenes and is also fully playable. Which that's just not... That's just stupid. That's not real. That can't be. That can't happen, because then it means nothing. But they've been doing a really good job of introducing, like, here's what the game's about, and here's how it's gonna work. And then I started Chapter 2 Side A, and pretty excited. I was... When Chapter 1 Side A wrapped up, and I was like, okay... It seems like the pacing of this game is going to be this and this, based on chapter, like, Side A and Side B, are going to be like, this is what they're going to be like. And it's neat. I really like what they did. Because even with just Chapter 1, Side A and Side B do not feel like... On one hand, they definitely feel like two sides of the same coin, but the mysteries are related and will inherently clash and come together in a really satisfying way later on. Hopefully. It seems like it's built specifically so that that is easy to attain. I'm just... always scared, now that I'm playing this one on release. It just scares me. Like, any time I spend with it is like, okay, that's another scene that's done. That's another hour of game done that I'll never really have to do again, and it'll never be new to me again. And I love this series so much that playing it is hurting me, because it gives me less things to look forward to. Especially when they keep acting like it's gonna end. Which just... If this series ever ends, I'm gonna be so hurt. They've set up so much in this world that they could never humanly actually wrap it up. Yet they act like there's some... They always throw out an arbitrary percentage, like, oh, we're like 80% through the series. Shut up. Please stop speaking. I love you guys, but you're also killing me. If you guys are gonna act like this is just gonna end, you're never gonna make another game in this continent that you've spent decades setting up. You motherfuckers. But I still have so much of that game left. And also, especially when compared to Hajimari, like, it weirdly has what seems to be a pretty small and unsurprising, like, playable cast. It's probably the only thing I'm kinda worried about. Because the best thing these games do is they surprise you. And what I want is, at the very least, Shizuna to be completely playable as a main character, because she's amazing. And then, obviously, I want the Venus, I want Reen Bean, the machine, to be in the game. At all. In any way. Which feels like it would be crazy for him to not have a part to play in Kuro at all, with the way Hajimari wrapped up. And he is just one of the most important people in that world. Especially with the anime, which is very clearly tying in to this and everything in the world. Feels weird that they would have their first, like, original anime if they're also acting like the series is going to end anytime soon. I don't know. I still don't even know if there's going to be a Kuro 3. You need to fucking play more of that game. But it's so good that I don't want to rush it at all. I could easily have already completed it, but I wouldn't have understood nearly as much of the story, and I wouldn't be appreciating all the little moments. The writing feels like it's at, like, on par with or at its best it's ever been. With some of the incredibly nice just scenes and the tone of the characters and the meaning behind everything they're saying is really good. I gotta stop talking about Kuro in this Pokemon stream, but it's just so good. Kiseki is so good. But yeah, Kuro is amazing. I'm very happy with it so far. Can't wait to actually start playing it when things get serious. Because Kuro was amazing. And as I was playing that game, like, the prologue, Chapter 1, and Chapter 2, as I got further in the game, I think Chapter 3 as well, I was like, it's okay. But there was a weirdness to it that I felt that, like, going back, the pacing I didn't like as much, and some situations and things that happened I did not like as much. But with the late game reveals and basically every complaint I had been assuaged because of good writing. It's like they thought about it, but it also very clearly feels like people were working on Hajimari while Kuro was being made early on, so they kind of played it safe a lot of the early chapters, and then the people stopped working on Hajimari because it came out, and then people really ramped up Kuro development. And now it feels like there was a united front of like, okay, everyone's focusing fully on Kuro 2. So it's amazing. From the beginning. From the get. God, stop talking about Kiseki, it's so good. But other than that, I've been reading a lot. Oh. A lot of web novels and manga, webtoons and stuff. Just in a really big mood of like reading and rereading that stuff. Earlier I was rereading Solo Leveling, mostly the webtoon, because I had never caught up, and knowing that it's finished and what happened with the authors, or with the author, the artist, just really sucks. So, wanted to go back into that. I dropped it again, like I stopped, because I still feel like it's just missing the stuff that I really liked about the web novel. And then I was really surprised by something that someone just put on the internet was as good as it is. And the webtoon, the art is great, but the writing and like small moments that were just skipped over, and some really big important moments that are just skipped over in the pacing of the webtoon, really sucks. And it makes me wish things didn't have schedules and people had infinite time. Because once you skip stuff like that, you're not gonna go back and add it later. You're not gonna reference it. Like, you skip an important scene now, that comes back to bite you in the ass 50 chapters from now, where the payoff is there still, because it's in the source material, but you don't have the setup anymore. And it's a bummer. It's really most complete when you have read both, but then the webtoon just feels like kind of lacking. I don't know. There's also a small amount of like, with the written word only, you use your imagination more, and the web novel as combined with what you know of, like, knowing how the characters look and how the world looks and how the action is portrayed in the webtoon, then you go to the web novel and you read it and you're like, oh, this is perfect. I know exactly. Is that another shiny? You know exactly what it should look like. And that's great. There are also just some parts, like, they just really didn't want to reread again. There are also so many side characters and like character designs in the webtoon that are really good, but the story on its, like, the story itself doesn't have interest in anybody but like 4 characters, which I like and dislike. I feel like once it gets to a certain point, it starts to escalate beyond, like, halfway through the series, he's already, like, stronger than any human. And the only people that could have held a candle to him were not around when he was getting that strong. Because if they were, he wouldn't have gotten that strong. He would be fucking dead. So, I don't know, it feels like you're missing a lot of the camaraderie and, like, relationships and stuff that would have been built. But, as the name implies, it is mostly a focus on him alone becoming strong. Which it's good. I just wish it was longer. That's always going to be my takeaway with Solo Leveling, is, man, I wish it had just been longer and focused on all that stuff from the beginning. very good. And I like the characters. But man, I could have done with even more of them. More characters and more time with those characters. I don't know. But you just read other stuff, too. There's plenty of stuff out there to read. Like, web novels and light novels that have names that are too long. And, I don't remember how to, get across what they are. Without just describing the premise. Like, there's this one where this happens. If you're going to do the thing of having your light novel or web novel or whatever, have a name that is basically the summary of it in one sentence, which I appreciate. That's fine, I get it. You should also provide the shortened name. Like, there's Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? No one says that. You say Danmachi. I don't think that was provided, so it's not a great example. I don't know if anyone has ever provided it themselves as the author. I think that's part of your responsibility, especially if it's something... Because it's way harder to pick up steam if your name is not easy for people to talk about. I don't know, I wish there was a fucking easy way to read that, because I don't like to watch anime that much, but I wanna read more of that because I like it. I want to experience more of the story because I like it, but I'm not gonna watch the anime. I just like reading more than watching. It's quicker. I feel like a lot of the emotion is portrayed a lot better. Yeah. Read that a little bit more. And that's still good, but whatever. Then it was, I don't think there was anything else really in between these. And then it was fucking romance time. Time for me to catch up on my fucking romance manga. Boy, they did not disappoint. The first one... I don't know. I don't remember the order anymore. There were two I read. One, Kubo-san Won't Let Me Be Invisible, which is fucking excellent. That is one of the cutest, best romance manga up there with, like, Silent Voice. That shit is so fucking cute. That shit is so pure. It has an amazing main characters relationship. Really good emotional moments, character development and everything. Also has a very good cast of side characters. It is all very nice. There are multiple times where the characters are like, oh man, they look really cute right now, like we shouldn't interrupt. And they can't help themselves from being part of it because they're such good friends and they just want to be part of their lives. And it's so fucking cute. I think I am... It's got like 120-ish chapters now, and it definitely seems like it's ramping up to either finish or... Because that's the thing that's weird about romance stuff, is a lot of it kind of finishes when they actually start dating or know that they like each other. And I don't know how I feel about that. There's another manga that I haven't read myself, but I've seen it, and I don't remember its name, but it's kind of similar to this one in its general premise of, like, boy and girl know each other, and the girl is infinitely just teasing the guy, and he's just a mixture of annoyed and confused. Like, is she into me? What's going on here? And it seems pretty good, but it's got the same thing of, like, infinite chapters of, like, probably no progression in their actual relationship that sticks. But it ended, apparently. Pretty sure it did. And the author, I'm assuming same author, just went, okay, new manga, they're married. And their relationship just continues. And that's great. That's just fucking genius. Everything should take that. I wish everything would do that. Just keep writing. Just keep writing. It's the same thing as saying, like, Trail series is over. If your series is still good, just keep going. Even if you change the status quo, just keep going. So, Kubo-san is fucking great. That's a really cute romance. And it's just really good, like, pure friendship. Kind of reminded me of Komi-san. But Komi-san's just... I don't know. It's alright, it's cute. I just felt like it kinda... It didn't do the things Kubo does that I really like. I feel like the characters in Kubo are really good, whereas most of the characters in Komi-san exist to be like... I mean, their names are literally like all fill-ins for tropes. And I don't really feel like any of them break out of that. It's not really compelling. It just feels very fluff. I don't know, but I'll probably go back and read it at some point. Catch up. Yeah. Kubo-san, fucking excellent. Highly recommend. The next chapter could be the final chapter. I don't know. Things got pretty close to a confession on the last one I read. That shit hit hard. That's slow burn hit different. And then the other one, which is the complete opposite of every other romance, is the 100 girlfriends who really, really, really love you. That shit's amazing. From the fucking start, from the first chapter I read of that thing, like 2 years ago or so, it's weekly and it's got like 112 chapters. So, like 2-ish years ago, read that shit from the first time it came out because I loved the title so much. And it is everything I have desired it to be. The premise is the main character, God has fucked up and has given him 100 soulmates. And the concept of soulmates in this, like, manga is like, that is the person you are meant to be with. If you fuck it up, if you fuck up this relationship, you will literally die. You will die alone, and I forget if the implication is, like, you will literally die quicker. Like, if you are not with that person, your life is just completely fucked. And he's got 100 of those. And my man is so full of love that he has fallen in love many times and confessed infinite times and always been rejected. And now this is his time. This is the infinite springtime of his youth. Fuck. That author is going to die. I'm like 112 chapters in, and there are, I think, 22 or 23 girlfriends at this point. So there are 23-ish main characters that are in like every chapter of this weekly series, who all have very different personalities and designs. So she has to write and come up with new scenarios for them to hang out in, how all of them would react, draw all the art, and those chapters are not short. And then also, like, every month or less has to come up with a new girl, a new, like, intro for her, how she is, how she looks, how she responds to being in love, and what her, like, quirk is. Because similar to Komi-san, it feels like by the time they get to all 100, which is absurd, they're not even a quarter of the way, and they've hit so many niches and, like, character tropes. It is literally going to be, like, every single... I saw that Psyduck and I thought it was a shiny Graveler. It is going to be, like, every single romance trope and character type you could possibly have. Like... It's already happened twice. So the way it basically goes is, you see a person, and then it's love at first sight. You get, like, this zing. Oop. Awesome. Gotcha. I think Tangular, or, I forgot what the name was. Tangrowth has, like, male and female differences. But that's another one. 68 to go. Back to the shit that matters, though. 100 girlfriends. Shit's amazing. It is super fun. I find it very funny. It is also very cute. Boy. That shit has, like, the weirdest fan service. In that it is incredibly horny. But there is no sex, not allowed. But they are not going to act like sex doesn't exist. God, it is lewd enough that it will never be animated as an anime. But it is inherently not lewd enough to just be hentai. I thought it was a weird color because of the fucking shadow. And I was like, oh. But it's fucking great. God, there are some amazing characters. Some best girls in there. Every girl's best girl. One of the more recent chapters was... It was a popularity poll for, like, most popular character, and every single character was first place with 99,999,999 votes. Implied to all the votes that the main character put in for them, and all of them get a comment from RA, which is just his initials, multiple comments about, like, this is why she's the best. And it's fucking great. There's some really good chapters of, like, the girls just hanging out with each other, too, which is very cute. They have good relationships. They all love each other. It's great. They're great big family. Definitely feels like the artist and author understands the problems with the harem genre. Is that the people that make things in the harem genre are cowards who will refuse to actually have the series be about the characters loving everyone. Which is stupid. It's fiction. you can write the characters to be good enough to handle all these relationships and just love each other. You don't have to make it like, oh no, they can only pick one. That's stupid. Don't make a harem thing. You made a fucking love triangle that just has more points. There's a big difference between a love dodecahedron and a fucking harem. All those lines better connect, baby. Don't cower it out. Like, the tagline of the manga is even like, the harem or rom-com where every girl wins, which is correct. Also just keeps you guessing about, like, what tropes could they even do next? What more is there? Forever, I was like, man, I'm surprised. I think, like, the 19th or the 20th? No, I think it's the 19th or 18th or something. Because it's roughly 2 girls per volume. So you get these really nice covers of them. And that's nice. But it's a little behind that. I think there's like 11 volumes, but there's like 12 volumes and there's like 22 girls. Definitely feels like earlier on, it feels like they took more time as they had less characters. There was more time spent with them. And now that there are more characters, they're introduced and put into the family quicker, usually in like 1 or 2 chapters, and then it goes to just adding them to the pool of characters that have reaction. It's basically like becoming a reaction panel Japanese TV show, where all the girls just have like 1 or 2 things to say or 1 or 2 moments per chapter, which is still impressive for the sheer amount of characters there are. That there are so many good moments with all of them in random like sitcom chapters where it's like, here's what this chapter's about. They all turn into babies. And then use that premise twice. There's a good acknowledgement of, like, any fun idea for a chapter sucks because anyone introduced after that chapter will not have gotten their moment in that chapter, so she will just reuse the same idea multiple times just so that the new batch of characters that were not there when it first happened can get their moment, which is just fucking funny. There's a really good fourth wall breaking, and like there's an entire, like there's the popularity poll chapter. There is a point where a character pulls out one of the volumes of the manga and points at specific panels to make fun of or like get mad at someone for their behavior, and as using as evidence the actual volume of the manga where it happened. Pretty incredible. There's an entire chapter that is just advertisement for the merchandise, and it's fucking great. It is both a good chapter and a good ad. It's really good. You got ones like Kubo where there is like a single relationship. There's not even another romance hinted at. There's no one else. It's just these two, and they're perfect for each other, and I love them dearly. And that's amazing. And then you've got the ultimate harem. You've got the, and I love all of them dearly, and they're amazing. They both win. They're both good. Romance is a good genre. I wish more of it was really good like that. And the best, I find that the romance ones I care the most about are the ones that have the least bullshit. Of, like, forced character drama. It's like, no, just have the characters, like, be an interesting and compelling relationship to watch. Don't have it be arbitrary. Now, 100 Girlfriends, I wish her the best. I wish the mangaka the best. I wish she lives forever. She deserves it for what she's put into the world. Man, I really hope she doesn't work herself to being sick or worse. Because she has got a lot on her plate if she is not even a quarter of the way through introducing all the characters. And then same with all the other stuff. Boy, I hope once she has all 100 characters that they actually, like, age and progress past the spring of this 1 year of high school. Because I would love to see them in their future. I would love to see the absurd fucking mansion they live in so that they can all live together. God. These characters are so good now. But it took forever that I was like, hey, you need a Gyaru, you need a gal. You need a gal character. I can't wait for her to be in there. They have one of the best gal characters I've ever seen. God, she's amazing. She might be my favorite of the entire lot. But there can be no favorites. They're all winners. And it's a good main character, too, which is something a lot of romances really need to work on. Because Kubo has a great main character, Silent Voice has a great main character. Most of the ones I like a lot, because it's easy to make a cute and compelling heroine. In harem stuff, it's easy to make a bunch of them, because they can all hit different niches and be different characters that behave in ways that appeal to different people. When the secret is they're all perfect. And 100 Girlfriends is the only one that knows this. Truly understands the weight of making a harem series. But it is a lot more difficult. I don't know if it's more difficult. They just don't do it as well, as often as they should, of having a compelling main hero. Like, they don't need to be, like, crazy amazing. They could be a very normal person with a lot of flaws. They just can't be a generic main male character. What I've seen people say, potato MC, which is pretty good. I don't know if that is a common thing or if it's one person I always see say it on Twitter, but I really like it. It really gets across everything about the character being like a generic fill-in, just pointless character that has no, like, they're not likable or inherently interesting on their own. There are also lots of series that have an unnecessary harm, which I don't like. The ones that annoy me the most are series that are romances. They are rom-coms, but they have a harem premise, but the implication is always like, well, I'm only gonna end up with one girlfriend. Which is what annoys me. Then there are series where it is like mainly an action thing, or mainly, like even Naruto and shonens and stuff, have multiple characters that are interested in, where you could see being in relationships with the main character. But, like, it's, like, romance isn't a focus, so it just is meaningless. And it just leads to people, like, making a bunch of fanfiction for a relationship that is, like, not developed at all, because it is not the focus at all. Now, it's just weird to me. I don't know how I feel about that. To case where I just wish things would focus more on romance, not just have it be like a side thing. Or just, if you're gonna do that, have a really compelling main relationship. I don't know. That was weird. Oh. Look, there's really not that much to talk about when it comes to Pokemon, so I just have to fucking podcast alone forever about things I'm doing and thinking about. Which today is romance manga. Like One Piece does it too. There are many characters that love Luffy. That one's a little different, because I don't know that Luffy understands the concept of love. Or has any interest in it whatsoever. Which is usually how those go. The character, I mean, they're shonen, so they're kind of written for an age demographic that does not have a mature take on romance or love, or even a developed interest in romance at all. So it is just... But they can understand the feeling of being desired by people and being liked by a lot of people. So that's about as shallow as it gets. That's about as deep as they go into those concepts. No, 100 Girlfriends is so good. God, between that and Irina and Kubo and One Piece and fucking 900 other things I either haven't kept up on or just haven't thought about or can't think about at the moment. Like, man, there's a lot of really good shit out there to read. There's just not enough time. I barely have enough time to read it all. Let alone read it, and then also play games, and then also stream them, and then also try to draw things for those things that I like. I have an entire tab, so as I'm going through Pro 2, I have tabs for each thing that would be a video. So each chapter side, and pretty much each chapter side. And I also have a tab that is just ideas about, like, art and fan art for Kuro 2, and just the series in general, but mostly Kuro 2. And it's pretty much in chronological order of when I think about them, and when those characters are prominent in the game. So, like, a lot of Van and Elaine stuff at the very beginning, then lots of Nadia and Swin, but also those are the main characters. So, they're amazing. If I'd had time, and didn't want to also continue playing the game, my goal was come up with and do, like, 31 different drawings for October. But I did one Mare, which I haven't even widely posted, because one, no one sees my art, or anything I really do, which makes it hard to find it worth devoting time to it. 2, I fucking spend too much time on stuff. Like, I'm not good enough of an artist to be able to sketch an idea out and be satisfied. Like, I can't quickly make something that I'm happy posting as like a complete thing. But I'm also bad at sketching and doing things sloppily. So I'm just stuck. The whole point of Inktober and everything was originally to be like, do something every day, just to get you to develop your sense of like, not everything needs to be your best piece of art. But that's completely contrary to how I usually draw. And it's also the reason I draw very infrequently. But I'm usually pretty satisfied. When something's done, I usually do come away with it going, that is the new best thing I've done. I learned new techniques and how to use the tools at my disposal better than ever. Combined with all the knowledge I had previously gained, I have done something once again better. And I look at Mare I made, chibi little techno fairy, and I think it's cute. It's a full body, which I think it's the first full body chibi thing I've done. Hands and feet suck, so I don't do a lot of full body stuff. But there's still something. I look at the stuff I make, and it just looks... something's wrong about it. I don't get the same feeling I get from looking at other people's art. It's kind of like... I don't know. I think my brain doesn't work. I think I might have some mental issues, especially in regards to, like, reward centers and stuff, because it's like the same feeling I get when I platinum a game or finish something I've been working on for so long in a game. It's been incredibly difficult to get a platinum in something. I feel happy. I feel satisfied. I feel proud that I did something not everyone can do, and I've done many of those things. But I don't... there's, like, no surprise to it. Like, I just feel like I don't reward myself that much. And then especially, the way the internet works with art. When numbers super small, when, like, nobody sees... something I spent, like, 12 or more hours working on. And even if I feel super proud of it, it's pointless. Like, no one saw it. I don't make money from anything. No one commissions me or anything. So it's hard to justify spending more time on it, other than the inherent joy of doing it, which I don't get much of. So I don't know. I need to keep drawing. TLDR. You need to keep drawing in order to get better at it, so that I can draw more frequently, so that I can get better at it, so that I can draw even quicker, so that I can draw more. That is the eternal curse. And I feel like there's just some simple, basic things I'm not understanding about art. When I look at something, like, not like the posts where it's like, oh, here's a whip, here's a work in progress, and it's a fucking finished masterpiece. That pisses me off when super established prolific artists do that. It's like, here's a work in progress that I'm never going to post the finished version of, because this was the finished version, very clearly. I think there was a fucking D&D artist. Ooh, nice. Awesome. This would be a Basculegion if I hadn't fucked up. I don't know which one's the shiny. I think I got it. I legitimately don't know. That's why you save. Basculin fucking scary. That is like one of the quickest next to Abra that just disappears, but it's also in the water, so it's terrifying. I also don't know what it looks like, so I don't know if it's an obvious shiny or not. Now we're going to see that I did catch it, but it's not going to spawn again. Okay. Yeah, it's just like a differently saturated. Okay. Very odd. Let us triple check. And I think with Basculin, like what we should have been doing with all of them, pretty much, is I need to get better at saving them and not evolving them immediately. Yeah, Eevee is difficult. Yeah, that is a shiny Basculin. Yeah, I have many shinies. If it makes you feel better, I've only gotten one shiny Eevee. I don't know if that helps. But I would also... I mean, a big chunk of the Shiny Dex that is remaining for me is Eeveelutions. We're almost at 6 full boxes. Oh, I'm gonna have to... I need more space for shinies. So these all 3... I'm gonna keep the Piloswine, because it is a Shalfa. Also, they all have gender differences. Yeah, so that should be good. So that's female Piloswine, so it's gonna replace that. I could also turn it into a Mamoswine, depending on the Mamoswine we have. Okay. Could make the Shalfa... Let's go with Shalfa Mamoswine. So this does not decrease the number, it just adds another form. Could you imagine if Eevees also had gender differences for every form? God, that'd be absolutely absurd. Tangela... I forget how Tangela evolves. It's like Noah's specific move, right? Whatever, we're getting Tangrowth. So I did immediately go against what I said with Basculin. That's nice. Which was to hold off on evolving ones that don't have a gender difference and then do. Because now, I don't know where a Tangela is. That's a male Tangela. Well, I guess it's fine either way. Because the problem is, I forget what I did. Oh, here's a problem. I got another Snorunt. And for some reason, I'm pretty sure I caught all 3 as Snowrunts. I don't think I got a Glalie. So I got a male Snorunt and 2 female Snowrunts. So I should have kept... If I'd gotten all 3 of them at once and waited before evolving them, I would have had a what's it called? I would have had a female Snorunt, a male Glalie, and a female, obviously, Frostlass. But now I have a male Snorunt, a female Glalie, and a Frostlass. Which is just weird. It's not how I would have organized it and done it. But, whatever. I'm good. I don't need, I don't want more of that line right now. Oh. I don't think I increased the number. I'm so good at that. I wish I just had a shortcut. That was like a death counter. Just tick up. So how are you trying to get EVs? Are you trying to do outbreaks, or is it even in this game? Because I've gotten a few. I think I got my shiny Eevee on like the second Eevee outbreak I'd ever seen, which was good because that was like a 2 in 100 hours. And then I've seen probably like 4 or 5 more just naturally playing, and no more shinies from those. And then getting shinies of the Eeveelutions rather than trying to get an Eevee and then evolve it. Since that's space-time stuff, and I don't really want to interact with those. That ain't happening. Leffa. Yeah, I figured I was just going to do breeding. I think for all of these space-time distortion ones, and ones that are, like, more annoying, I'm just going to do breeding in another game. Because I'm not too attached. It would be cool if I got all of them in this game. Yeah, space-time just seems like... I'm out to get a Shiny Dex. I'm not out to die. I have other things I would like to accomplish in my life. So I'm not, like, stuck with the idea that I need to do it all in this game. Like, I have a shiny Snorlax in Let's Go. It's one of the first shinies I ever caught. Ever saw, even. But I only have a Munchlax in this game. So I haven't yet counted my Snorlax, despite it being in my Shiny Dex, technically. I have not yet counted that as part of this number, so I'd be at like 66 at this point, instead of 67 or whatever, to go. And, yeah, because that one's not going to be that difficult. Like, that one spawns in outbreaks and mass outbreaks. I could see myself getting another one, so I'd like to get it in this game so I can have them all from this game. But space-time ones? Fuck that. It just seems like pointless. I'd rather do the thing that will take less time and be more efficient. I wish space-times... Camera freaking out? I wish the space-times were better in this game, because they're really fun. I have not done one in like 60 hours at least, because they don't show up the way that you end up playing this game in the end game. Like, it's all about those spawn relative to like how long you are in an area. And if you're in an area for a long time in this, the way I've been shiny hunting, that is a huge waste of potential shinies. So I think ones like Porygon, regular Sneasel, the Eeveelutions, any of those that are easier to get just through breeding, I'm just going to do breeding in another game. Yeah, they are, They are a big pain. Do you know, like, have you looked into it? Because the specifics, if you don't know the specifics of how they spawn, you will understand why you never see them, because it's very silly. Because, yeah, I was, when I was completing the Dex, I had to get Bastiodon and Shieldon, which I think are the ones everyone has problems with. Because I looked it up, and the first thing I saw was a Reddit thread from when this game came out that was exactly my words in, like, verbatim. And that was scary. And when you have something like that everyone encounters as a problem, maybe you should redesign the system. Yeah, the best way to get them to spawn is to literally just put your controller down and just wait. Like, spawn into camp, and then just wait for potentially 40 minutes for one to spawn. It's messed up. And then you only really get 3 shots per that of it being a shiny. And it does not have increased odds either. If all of those things don't make you super excited to shiny hunt in space-time distortions, if it's raining a little too hard, they just don't spawn. Which is the fun thing that makes people never see them. In this map, in Alabasta, and in Coronet Highlands, where I just was, those areas are the 2 worst when it comes to getting space-times to spawn. And of course Coronet has the fossil Pokemon, which is why they are the ones that are an issue for most people. Because they have specific weather patterns that space-time distortions do not form in. But rather than make it so that if one would trigger, it just triggers after the storm passes, they just don't trigger, and you miss your opportunity to get it. It is a very silly system. So the basic way it works is that the engine, every 5 minutes, I think it's roughly every 5 minutes, that you are in an area, like on the dot. You can like set a timer on your phone, and it will work like this. Every 5 minutes, there is a chance of a space-time distortion forming. I don't think it can form during a massive mass outbreak. And they can't form during the weather. But the timer does not pause during weather where it can't form. So you can... It's like trying to play a game of darts through an industrial fan. Like, sometimes you'll throw a dart, and even when it would have gotten you a bullseye, even when a space-time distortion would have spawned at the 5 minutes, if at the 5 minutes it is during weather, you just missed your chance. If it's during bad weather. It doesn't, like, guarantee it'll spawn at the next increment of 5 minutes. So what you need to do is, if you're in an area that doesn't have a bad weather pattern, you can just sit there and check every 5 minutes. You can do something else and check every 5 minutes on your map to see if a space-time is formed. Which is annoying. It's not too bad. If you are dedicated to wanting to do space-times in this game. Which you'll need to do a little bit of just to complete the Dex. Thank you. I'm pretty proud of how I came up with it. That was off the cuff. It's not like I had that one in the chamber. Hopefully that kind of got across the problem. So yeah, it's infinitely more efficient to just shiny hunt using a different method, or shiny hunt in a different game using a different method. I've got a quick question for you. Everyone that comes here, I try and get their opinion. Is this tree real? Have you ever seen it before? Because I feel like this game is gaslighting me with spawning extra trees and foliage and flora in this area. I feel like I had never seen those trees for like 100 hours. That was weird. Like 100+ hours. And now I see them all over the place in this area. And I still have not checked to see if they were there from the beginning. Because I don't care that much, and I find it infinitely funnier if the tree is actually a glitch. And is just tormenting me. Yeah, that one especially really stands out. It's on the main path, in one of the first routes you take in the entire game. And I have yet to see a single person say that they've seen it, unless they've played about the time I've played, or more. I think it's like a memory leak or something to do with your time you've spent playing the game. Could also be a psychological problem on my part. I could just have a terrible memory. Okay, that's what I think. Is that good old saying of just because you're paranoid doesn't mean people aren't really out to get you. And that's what I felt like about those trees. It's like, I know my memory's terrible, and I know this is something that doesn't matter, but I still feel like it's fucking with me. There are a bunch, too. Like, there's one here. They're just all over the place now, just in random locations, that I feel like I would have noticed. Camera having a little fun there. I'm glad I could spread that to you. As far as I've noticed, it's only in this area. I really don't want to notice it in any other area, because that's just going to multiply the speed of my turn. Other ones that I'm really not keen on intentionally shiny hunting in this game, my dude Burmy here and his mommy were mad at me. Nah, I would rather just breed them in a different game. Much rather do that. But while I'm not going out of my way, I don't mind hitting. That is large. That is a Largo. I don't mind hitting every tree and stuff on the way, just in case. Because that'd be cool. Plus, for me, trying in quotes, to get all the forms. If I stumble upon extra forms, I keep them. So you hate Burmy. How do you feel about Cherubi and Cherum? Because those fuckers seem like... Game Freak was like, people wouldn't be annoyed enough trying to get a Burmy. Why don't we make something even worse? And it's kind of the same thing about why I dislike space-time distortion, like hunting and shiny hunting with those. Where I really like... They are very cute Pokemon, and they're very fun to say their names, Cherubi and Cherum. Not easy to shiny hunt. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about trying to get them. Which I do actually see a fair amount of charity and stuff. But, boy, if I was shiny hunting them in this game, that would be infinite pain. And then infinite pain with the Burmese if I was doing all forms. To get all the forms of the Burmese. Twice. And they'd have to be female. Yeah, Cherubi and Cherim, in terms of like their design as Pokemon, they're super cute. And Cherim has the really neat, like, form, the sun form stuff. Yeah, they're good Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, I got no hate. I got nothing but love for those babies. It is specifically in regards to them coming out of trees in this game. Yeah. I really like shiny hunting in this game because it's just playing the game. Like, you're just running around, catching Pokemon, fighting Pokemon, completing the Dex entries you have yet to complete, especially with the massive Mass Outbreak patch. It feels like you have so much you can do that it's fun to do. Whereas it's shiny hunting and a lot of other stuff is you are only shiny hunting. Which, especially when streaming, only really works when you have people to talk to. And I have a small YouTube channel, so don't really have many people to talk to that would make shiny hunting like that entertaining for a long period of time. Whereas this, I can just fuck around and say whatever I want and just talk endlessly for hours. And get some shinies every once in a while. It is far less focused, though. Like, say, with your Eevee stuff. Like, Eevee is probably one of the most annoying next to... what's it called? Next to ones that have extenuating circumstances. I don't know, have you ever seen that? Where, like, you hit a shaking tree and just... there's nothing in it. It's just a regular tree. I don't know if that's a glitch. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah, when I first started the game, it took me like 60 hours before I found a shiny. And I think my first shiny was a Finneon, which I was really happy about at an outbreak. I thought I had bad luck. And then when I started to get a bunch of shinies, when I got like my full first box of shinies, my first 30 shinies, I was like, okay, I heard this game was really good for shiny hunting. And then, so I didn't think it was my luck. And at this point, over 200 shinies, I think I might be pretty lucky with shiny hunting in this game. Because I've spent, like, what? Oh, I can't check my save while in the air. Like, 300-ish hours, maybe? And I've almost got the Shiny Dex. I'm, like, pretty close. Especially to the stuff I'm just going to get in this game. I haven't subtracted the ones I am going to potentially get in other games, because there is still a chance I could randomly come upon them, and I don't want to completely write them off. Yeah, it is annoying, but I do try and make myself check every tree and crop, or like mining outcrop I see. Okay, so if you want to be gaslit by other things, I did forget, in this area, I feel like random pieces of land are spawning. I feel like time is actually passing in game. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. It took me forever, and I've done, like, as much as I can to kind of maximize my chances I've got the Shiny Charm. I'm mainly doing outbreaks and mass outbreaks. But I've had really good luck with random encounters as well. And there are some Pokemon that I don't have the completed dex of that I've gotten like 6 of that Pokemon shiny. So there is a massive weight balance, or a massive weight to your luck. Another thing that's annoying, especially in this map, is I don't like the water controls in this game. I don't like catching Pokemon in the water. So especially when you're doing an aggressive Pokemon outbreak in the water, those are the most times I've died. Shoutouts to Gyarados. Shoutouts to Quillfish. Have you ever seen the most cursed and terrifying thing in this game? Which is when it's mostly Gyarados, but I believe most of the water Pokemon can do it, because it's just Hydro Pump. Pokemon using overworld beam attacks, like Hydro Pump or Hyper Beam, and then they just start spinning. Like, the whole point is that they're charging it, and then when they fire, they're shooting where you were. So you need to roll out of the way or run quickly. But water Pokemon sometimes just don't follow that rule, and will just spin. Yeah. I don't forget there's fall damage, but at some point my muscle memory to summon Braviary changed from pressing right and left on the D-pad to pressing A while in the air, which that only shows up if you are a certain distance from the ground, a certain height above the ground, and I wait too long. So I will jump from a super high place, and then I'll jump from a super high place, and then I will press A way too close to the ground, because I'm trying to like time it to save as much time as possible. And the A button won't be there to summon Braviary, so I just fall. I just die. That has been, between that and water Pokemon outbreaks, those have been my most recent deaths. I try to save pretty frequently so that I don't even have to bother with awesome throw. Awesome, I love jet balls. They're so good. I try to save pretty frequently, so that when I fall and die like that, I just reload, rather than take the penalty of losing items. Please, baby. Baby Oshawott. Pretty please. Do you know about, Okay. So, do you know the, soft resetting shiny hunting method in this game? I just try to... Same as the space-time distortion stuff. I just try to tell anybody that is interested, that, so that they can have as many tools at their disposal for shiny hunting. Because this game has such a wide variety of stuff and methods you can use to shiny hunt. It's super fun. I can't wait to finish this game. There's the soft resetting outbreaks, which they patched. Outbreaks, ever since the mass outbreak thing, they do not work that way. But they introduced a different method of soft resetting that is really good for specific Pokemon. It is not a universal thing. So there is regular shiny hunting, which is just random encounters. Just stumbling upon a random Pokemon, all the odds and stuff. There is outbreaks, which are cycling Jubilife and going to the specific single icons on the map that give you more Pokemon and have the highest shiny odds. There is massive mass outbreaks, which is what I've been doing and mostly doing, which gives you the best like shotgun chance of random shinies, which, since I was trying to get all of them, is the most beneficial, because the chances are that I'll get one I didn't have. At this point, it's a little rarer, takes a little longer, and there are more focused hunts I can be doing. Then there was soft resetting outbreaks, which was to get an outbreak, save and Jubilife before you go to it, and then every time you'd save and reload, it would be a new seed generated to get that outbreak. So you get the really good shiny odds of an outbreak, and you wouldn't have to wait for it to keep respawning. So as long as you had tenacity and kept that save, you would eventually get every shiny you had an outbreak for. Now, with massive mass outbreaks, I'm trying to see if there's a good example here. Anywhere there's one of these icons for a massive mass outbreak, if you go there, clear it out, and then save where it was when the icon's gone, when you get the text on the top of the screen that says all the Pokemon reported have disappeared or whatever. You save, every time you reload, it will load in the Pokemon that should have been there. So, like, there are Pachirisu here. If I cleared the Pachirisu, saved, reloaded, all the other icons would still be here, but the Clefairy that are normal... I think it's Clefairy? No, Chansey? I think Chansey. The Chansey, Blissey that would be there would spawn. But every time they spawn, they're spawning it as if you're entering the map for the first time. So you can exit the game, close it, open it back up, open your save, and you will not even have to walk a step. You'll just have to listen, and you'll hear if there's a shiny charm. You save, boom, you got a shiny. And that's really good for... It really depends on where the Pokemon spawn and where the outbreaks spawn. But there are a good few that despawn alphas. Like in that previous area, there's a massive mass outbreak that can spawn its icon over where the Alpha Gardevoir spawns, and that's the best shiny hunting method for guaranteeing a alpha shiny Gardevoir. It's the same thing with loading into those caves, like the cave in Coronet or the temple in Alabasta. If you just save right before entering it, every time you enter it, it'll be a new seed. I want Chimchar. I have bad luck with all the starters, even the starters that aren't the starters of this game. I still have not a single Rowlet. That method wouldn't, as far as I know, because of the way Eevee spawns, where it's just kind of a really low chance of it spawning in the place of other Pokemon. It's really good. If I, the ones I've done the most are... So here's another tree that I feel like I definitely would have fucking noticed. It's right behind him. For the longest time, I only noticed that first tree I pointed out, and then it just got worse and worse. I noticed more and more trees all over the place in increasingly insulting locations. But the most I've done is in the Mirelands. It's really good for Teddy Ursa, and it's really good for Goomy, since tons of them spawn. Ooh, another fun trick. I'll let you know, just in case it's ever applicable. And I've tested this, and it's a very funny, weird thing about this game and the way it spawns Pokemon. So, there's Dustox and Zubat. I think Zubat. There are Pokemon that spawn depending on the time of day in random encounters. So, let's say you're running around at night and you see a shiny Drifloon, or you see a shiny Dustox or Beautifly during a specific time of day. If it is a time of day spawn of a Pokemon and it's shiny, if you save before you saw it, I haven't tested like if you see it and then run away. If you save when it's not on screen, and then you wait for the time of day to change, and you go there, the shiny, whatever Pokemon spawns in that spot will still be shiny. It'll just be a different Pokemon. So for Dustox, if you get a shiny Dustox, but you wanted a shiny Beautifly, you can actually just switch it over to a different Pokemon. And I did actually have that happen. I went to an area and I got a shiny Beautifly to spawn. And then I reset. Like, I reset my save or something. Not intending to do this, but I messed up another shiny in that area. So I just reset and was going to do them both. Since I knew that shiny was there, I went straight there. So it was nighttime instead of daytime when I originally got there. And it was a Dustox instead. And that was wild. Just showing all the fun little silly stuff related to how this game spawns Pokemon and shinies. This one isn't a particular story or anything, but I have come across the mythical Pokemon Shiny Melcombee 3 times at this point. I'm pretty sure 3 times. So here's where I always get a shiny Beautifly. This is where that happened too. I've gotten 3 shiny encounters at that exact little hill, that little mountain cliff. It sucks, because if I want all forms, I'm gonna need 2 shiny female Combee. Because I'll need 1 to be the female Combee, and then I'll need 1 to evolve into a Vespiquen. I'm hoping... I've just started checking the shiny, or I've just started checking more diligently the alpha Vespiquen spawn in the Mirelands, hoping to get that instead. Because that would make it a lot easier. I'd still need to catch... Weird. I'd still need to catch 1 female Combee, but So I think if I catch a female Combi, I'm probably just gonna wait on either the shiny Thespicum or getting another shiny female Combi. Shiny Combi's weird. It's just like Pikachu's shiny, where it goes from like yellow to just kind of like a soft orange. And I like how it looks. But it's very cursed. And I knew, before I even started shiny hunting, I knew it was going to happen. I was familiar with the curse of the shiny male Combi. Like, at least with, like, Ralts and Snorunt, there is another evolution. Damn. Yeah, so for Teddiursa, you do the massive mass outbreak that spawns here, and you clear it out, stand in the middle, save, and then reset, and there's like 9 Teddiursa around, and the Alpha Ursa ring. And then you just do the one here for a Goomy. And there's some Lilligant nearby too. You can also try the unknown one, but I haven't. Sometimes it's important when you're doing that method to check and make sure the genders or levels, or if you need to go like deeper, depending on the type of Pokemon, check if its IVs and stuff are the same, EVs or whatever. Because I've had it happen before where I set it up exactly the same. I do the same thing every time. No differences. And sometimes it won't work. And it'll just keep spawning the same seed of Pokemon. So it's important to check and make sure the genders or levels are changing each time you're respawning to know you're getting different Pokemon. The good thing about Combi, at least, is that, 1, there is the Alpha Vespiquen spawn. 2, there are Combi outbreaks, regular outbreaks. They're not massive mass outbreaks, sadly. And 3, they do spawn randomly in the wild. So they're not like tree shinies, which would just make it hurt even more. But man, the chances of getting a shiny Combi that also happens to be female, they're not high. They're not large chances. Also, a lot of the time, since 90% of my gameplay, if not more at this point, is me playing in massive mass outbreaks where it's raining or storming, the wind always makes trees look like they're shaking, even when they're not, which is just a small thing that bothers me. Ooh! Fucking awesome. I will have completed, Rhyhorn's whole line has gender differences. Ooh, they're playing defense form. They have gender differences, but I will have completed the line. Nice. because I just got a Rhydon. And this is why it's important to complete the shiny, or the Dex entries for the pre-evolutions, like the first evolutions of a Pokemon. Because all 3 of my Rhyhorn line have just been shiny Rhyhorn that I've evolved up. I think last night I got my second shiny Rhyhorn. And shiny Rhyhorn's a fun one. I was just going to bring this up, so that's perfect timing. I really like that you can see shinies, like you can see their colors are different, from further away than the charm makes the noise. So when you're approaching some outbreaks, you can be like, oh shit, I already see that's an orange baby. So here's the Alpha Vespa. And I just try and glide around, just get random. There are ones I specifically try and go to, like the Combee up to the north of this area. The Basculin in the northeastern corner of the Cobalt Coastlands. Ones that are rarer, that you get outbreaks for them, or massive mass outbreaks. I try and look over there. And then I check some of the alphas. Because shiny alphas are just cool. They're fun. Never gonna forget the time I got 2 shiny Carnivine in the same run through of the Mirelands. Just random encounters. Just 2 shiny Carnivine. So I'll ask you the other thing I ask everybody that comes by, because it seems pretty relevant. Are you excited for Gen 9, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? They just released that 14-minute trailer. It's looking pretty fun. I am pretty excited about it. I don't know how I feel about the eggs. Like, it seems like eggs are not going to be a really good shiny hunting method in that game. But, it seems fun. And as long as shiny Pokemon show up in the overworld, which they should, there's no reason. It works the same as this game. This game was very clearly a test for that game. Because the most fun games to shiny hunt in are the ones where they show up in the overworld, like Let's Go in this. Or breeding. That one's just a little more of a slow burn. So if it doesn't have breeding, that's smart. I haven't played Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl yet. So my original plan was if I finished the Shiny Dex in this, like getting one of each of the Pokemon, not like all the forms and stuff, I would play, and that's also not including like Porygon and Space Diamonds. If I got all the ones I really want to get in this, I would move my stream Pokemon game to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It seems like at this rate, Scarlet and Violet's going to come out before then. So I'll probably just go from this to that for playing and then shiny hunting. And this one's just so fun to shiny hunt in. I hope Scarlet and Violet will have a lot of that. It's got the ride Pokemon. It would be weird if they didn't have like any increased shiny odd thing like outbreaks or like Dex entries. But it'll also probably have events since it has the raid battles that Sword and Shield had. It'll probably be pretty much Sword and Shield without traditional breeding and egg hatching, but with overworld shinies, which I'm fine with. I'm sure it'll be a fun game. Yeah, I think pretty much everyone feels that way. The terastallizing, it is a cool gameplay idea. I like it in terms of gameplay. It looks bad. It visually looks really lame and, like, really, like, lazy. Which sucks. Because they've already had things that people really liked. And they already had a better type of thing that's similar in terms of, like, design and visuals in Gigantamaxing and Dynamaxing. Like, Dynamaxing was a really smart thing, because all it really is make Pokemon bigger. It does look very dumb. The different hats are stupid. But they already had... So the problem with Megas is that not every Pokemon had a Mega. So some Pokemon were treated better than others. So with Gigantamaxing, they're basically just Megas, but everyone can have a Mega. Some of them just have nice designs, which is the Gigantamaxing. So I don't see why they couldn't have had a cool crystal mechanic that looks nice, because I think the crystal texturing and look of the crystals looks very good. I think it looks awesome. But the stupid hats make it look terrible. So it would have been way cooler if they had, like, specific designs and then generic stuff. But now it's just all generic. It's just all replaceable stupid hats. Yeah, it's... And then the UI still looks really bad. The UI still really looks placeholder. Like, those health bars and stuff, even in the latest trailer, oh boy, they look bad. That does not look like a game that comes out in, like, less than 2 months. But visually, I think it definitely looks better than this game. This game still does not look very good. Especially when they show that zoom in on some of the models. Like that Goomy, when they're doing the camp stuff and they zoom in on that Goomy, that is the most beautiful Goomy I have ever goomed. That shit's amazing. And it looks better than Sword and Shield, which weirdly, this game looks worse than Sword and Shield, but it's also bigger, so... Most importantly, I think it's going to be really fun to play. And catch Pokemon and shiny hunting. My main worries are, like... Not a worry, because I already pretty much know it's not visually very good. The terastallizing doesn't look very good. So that's a bummer. Overworld shinies are my biggest worry. And then I hope it is just fun shiny hunting in it. Oh, another fun thing. It's a little in-joke I thought of. You might enjoy. Is since that game has the full co-op. Yeah, the open world's good. Since the game has full, like, 4-player co-op in the overworld, can you imagine the videos we are going to get of people playing with their friends, and they see a shiny, and only one person can get the shiny? Imagine the blood that will be spilt. My tentative names for that game is Pokemon Salt and Violence, because those are going to be the two things that come out of a situation like that. Friendships will be unmade. Lives will be ended. We will get some serious You Stole My Cloud Song energy out of that game. It's gonna be a bloodbath. And I'm looking forward to it, because I'm probably not going to co-op that game with anyone. So I will be laughing from the sidelines. I've seen... I mean, it's Game Freak, so it's like a 70-30 chance that they actually thought about this. So, for raid battles, in, yeah, or the shiny, they, like, spook the shiny and the shiny runs away, or they just kill the shiny. Ugh. We still don't know how, like, multi-battles of, like, overworld Pokemon will work. If you'll, like, take turns, so you both do a damaging move, or, like, one of you accidentally gets a crit. Like, fuck. But hopefully, let's say you're... one of my ideas for how this would work, is if you... This is how I think they brute force it. This is idea 1 for how they would make it fair. Is you get a shiny. If it is a shiny Pokemon, it spawns multiplied by the amount of people in the session. So you're playing with 3 people, 3 shinies spawn. You're playing with 4 people, 4 shinies spawn. You're playing with 2, 2 shinies spawn. And then if it's not a shiny, you get the regular amount of Pokemon. That's a brute force, simple way of doing it. The other way would be is if it is treated like raid battles, which is probably how Terra raid battles will work, because I don't see why they would change it between games. But like how regular Dynamax raid battles work in Sword and Shield, is it could just be that as long as someone enters the battle or whatever, or it's just you don't share the same seed, so that you could... A Pokemon could be shiny for you and not shiny for someone else. Like, the only way they could make this work and be good and make people happy about it would be that they share the same Pokemon, but so you'd see the Pokemon, all of you would freak out, someone would engage it, and then you just wait for everyone to get in the battle, and then just like a raid battle, you can all individually catch it. But, considering how the overworld works, that makes sense for raid battles, where you're all loading into a specific thing, an instance, if you will. In the overworld, the benefit of them shining in the overworld is completely contrary to making it easy for everyone to catch it, because it's not instanced. It's a shared seed. So, I don't know how they're going to do that. I'm assuming there's just going to be some hurt feelings, and it is going to either be very fun to do that for, like, collabing with other shiny hunters. That would be a fun thing. Torturous, maybe, but hilarious for viewers. A new depth. We've had shiny fails. You fail a shiny. There's nothing worse than shiny steals. My friend stole a shiny from me. That'll be a new level of pain. And frankly, I'm here for it. I'm very excited. There will be nothing like you shiny hunting an Eevee for 30 hours. And then you're like, oh, this is gonna go well. I'm gonna hang out and have fun with my friend. Oh, a shiny Eevee spawned. Oh, he killed it. That fucker. I came up with that scenario in my mind, and it made me annoyed slightly. At this theoretical friend. What a fucking dodge, dude. I feel like Shiny Rotom is my new Ralts. Where I've encountered so many Rotom, yet I still don't have a shiny of it. I've never seen one. And the thing I referenced as my point of reference for, like, the amount of pain this will cause. If you've never seen it, which is likely, because it's a very, very old video, it's such an old video that I think it is just audio. It's like a 911 call. It is just a black screen with audio. And it is "You Stole My Cloud" song, which is like a super old MMO chat of like a drop, super rare drops, and someone picks it up, and only one person can get it, and this guy is just losing his fucking mind, yelling and screaming at the guy who got it, because it should have been his. And it is hilarious. It is such an old video. It is so good. How spoiled. That demon. That's fucked up. That hurts me. Shiny Rotom's so good. It's such a good shiny. One, I love Rotom. It's a good Pokemon. It's really neat with like its different forms. I really like it, like visually. It looks very fun and cute and cool. And its shiny is good. So it's all around a great Pokemon. So of course I will never see its shiny. I am way over odds for Shiny Rotom. Same as, ooh, that's actually kind of neat, Bronzor. I'm pretty confident I have a Alpha Bronzor. So I'm also kind of trying to get all the Alphas, just because I've completed the Dex, and I wanted something to do with the Alphas. That's all for this. Because I think every stream I have this moment where I'm trying to recall the odds. But yeah, I've definitely... Let's just say the odds, like the max odds of a mass outbreak, Rotom, or Shiny, is 200. Let's just say that. I've definitely seen over 200 Rotom. But if that's the price I have to pay for all the other shinies I see all the time, I'm fine with that. Heck, I've been streaming for like 2 hours, and I've gotten 5 shinies already. I think 3 of them were good, like they made the number go down. Well, no, I think 2 of them made the number go down. One of them was a gender form I didn't have, which is kind of different. That's a beneficial shiny, but it's not a... It's not an end-all be-all. Also, in case you were ever worried about accidentally releasing a shiny, very difficult to, because as soon as you select it, that comes up, and it defaults to no. So whether you mash A or mash B, you will never accidentally get rid of a shiny. Which is just, that's just really nice to know. So now I've got female Rhydon. Male Rhyhorn. So I'm going to evolve that to a Rhyperior. I'm going to evolve the male one to a Rhyperior. Whatever. Who cares? Even when I get like all the shinies in this game, I'm probably gonna play this game, stream it every once in a while anyway. Just because it's fun to shiny hunt in it, and all my extras just go to people that want them. Because these are all redundant. These are all redundant. So I've got 43 shinies that are just... people can just have them. What was I looking for? Drifloon and Ponyta. Ponyta is female. Rapidash male, but it's an alpha. And then Drifloon. They're both female. Okay. Yeah, I was nervous about like accidentally like getting rid of a shiny, because I've also had this happen. Not even just in this game, where I don't notice I've caught a shiny. I just go through my Pokemon and there's a shiny like sticker. I'm like, no, what? I actually got screwed by that once because I didn't even notice it spawned in. This is how crazy I am. I catch all my Pokemon in Pokeballs. The only reason I'm using Ultra Balls and Sky Ball or Jet Balls and stuff is because they're Pokemon I know I'm going to get rid of. And it just makes it easier to go through outbreaks quicker. But all my shinies and all my regular Pokemon that aren't legendaries, most of my legendaries are still in Ultra Balls, but I'm not as anal about it with that. What am I thinking? Words. Oh, but I accidentally caught a shiny Snover. And it is like... you couldn't have made up the scenario that happened. It was like perfectly... it spawned like behind an Abomasnow, and it spawned at a time where the Shiny Charm noise was like completely drowned out by other sound effects, like the fireworks of me catching a Pokemon. And so I just caught it with an Ultra Ball, and I hadn't saved in a while. So I'm not keeping... I didn't keep that Snover. I caught it, so it has my OT and everything. But that's not enough for my crazy brain. It needed to be in an Ultra Ball. So that's the only one I've messed up the catch with a different ball. There have been like 3 other times I've missed a shiny. 3 or 4. For different reasons. But I think at this point, none of them really matter that much. I missed a Basculin, but I just got a Basculin today. So, the problem with that is the Basculin I missed was like 10 hours ago. So I could have had a Basculin and my first Basculegion. And if I hadn't messed up that Snover, I'd have a Snover and an Abomasnow. Whatever. I'm still going to put many, many more hours into this game, so I will eventually get those again. And if not, I'll breed them. Not a big deal. Trust me. I know what's wrong with me. I know what ails me. This morning I got my 296th Platinum Trophy on PlayStation. And I like to complete things. And Nintendo is crazy, so they don't like being a modern development company. So they don't have achievements or trophies. So the only thing I can do in Pokemon is get every Pokemon and get them all shiny and get them all in this specific ball. And it's stupid, I know. When they were doing that shiny Snom event, I participated in my first, I got my first shiny in Sword and Shield. Is a shiny Snom that would appear during raid battles. I got one super quick, and I caught it in a Pokeball. Then I saw 3 more, and tried to catch them in Pokeballs, and they escaped. I had Master Balls on me. I could have guaranteed that, and I let it slip through my fingers. So I could be the proud owner of a shiny Frostmoth and a Master Ball, but my pride would not allow it. Hi, Dartrix. You surely are a Pokemon. You're not my favorite, Dartrix, but if you want to be shiny, I'll take it. I would like a shiny of the Rowlet line, please. You're up there with Rotom. For the others, I've gotten all but their first evolution. I need an Oshawott, and I need a Cyndaquil. For Rowlet, I don't have a single one. Huh. You understand. You understand my pain. Yeah, once I get once I can find someone to collab with so that I can have someone to talk to, go over Discord or something, while I'm shiny hunting, or when I get more people that consistently watch the streams, then I will be more okay with doing, like, breeding streams and hunting in other games, where the gameplay itself might be a little less engaging, but you're kind of more engaged with the chat. I can talk forever doing anything. That's not the problem. It's just that this one's more gameplay heavy, so it's easier to do and play around with and have fun on my own, even if no one's here. But egg hunting, I feel like I would get bored way quicker if no one's there. Ugh. Sleepy today. It is very hot today. In a way that I am not okay with. I wish it was cold. I say as I'm going to Alabasta. Yeah. I don't mind talking about whatever, just podcasting alone forever, pretty much, but it would definitely be fun to either just work with someone else, to just have someone to talk to and make a new friend, or that'll just be something way down the line. Because Shiny Dex is whatever, that's like a huge late game goal anyway. Like, that is like years from now, if not like a decade. So, there's a lot of time before I really need to be caring about, like, doing specific egg hunting. on stream. It's also kind of difficult to find someone that would collab with me on this. Because they would need to be a VTuber that's roughly the same size, which is difficult. Like, all of them are a fair bit larger than me. 2, they would have to like Pokemon, and more specifically shiny hunting. And 3, they'd have to have interest in doing it, like working together. So, 1, it's hard to find people that are smaller and into this. 2, it's hard to reach out to people. Just feels, I don't know, feels like you're imposing on them. I always forget to look down there. I always forget it's in that little canyon. Hi, Glameow. Didn't want to give me my, like, 6th shiny Glameow? Dang, game, that's kind of cold. That was the plan. I've got fucking 43 of the motherfuckers, and I've given away like 20 just to people on the like Shiny Pokemon subreddit. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like people are as interested or care about that. Most people that care about shinies in general are people that like would appreciate them, but like it's hard to find someone that is casual enough that they don't care about having the shiny be their OT and everything. Thank you. It's hard to find people that are casual enough that they really care, that they don't care about the OT, but hardcore enough that they care about shinies. Oh god, speak of the devil. Beefy man? Please? I was just going to talk about how, that was a sick throw. I was just going to talk about how we are still meeting the pace of, like, 1 every half hour. And then we did it again. Like, perfectly. Right at 2 hours and 29 minutes. God, man. I didn't see what it was, because I forgot to lock on. Didn't want to spawn inside the outbreak. It wanted to be a random encounter. Yeah. But I did the first giveaway on the Shiny Pokemon subreddit, and that was really fun. And I got rid of most of them, and people seemed really receptive to it. Then I did a second one, and it got way less interest, and it was way harder to give them away. Like, I did the same thing, I messaged people and everything, but they just wouldn't get back to me. And it was just weird. Because that adds another layer of, like, okay, you were interested enough to reply to the thread and ask for one, but not interested enough to reply to my message when I tell you you can have it. It is odd. So I think I'm just not gonna do another one of those. And just save them for if anyone wants them in chat. Or if anyone I know wants a specific one. That'd go to them. Shiny Pokemon subreddit's kind of cool, though. I like the concept of the wanted, like, monthly game thing. Where, like, there's a specific Pokemon that is, like, aim to try and get this month. That's cool. That seems like once I'm done with all this, like, scattershot shiny hunting, that would be a good one to, like, at the start of a month, be like, this is the new goal. We're gonna do this until we get this one. Then we're gonna go back to whatever I personally want at the time. Ugh. I think we got... Was it 2 snow runs in this stream? Or was that last night when I got a snow run? I don't think that first one was on stream. That was a very small hop to get fall damage from that. Yeah, thanks for coming. It's fun hanging out. Glad you had fun. Have a good day. I wish you luck in your EV endeavors. Ugh. The yawns are overcoming me. Gotta put the yawn counter on screen. It's been a while since I've had to do that climb to Snow Point Temple. Oh, God. It's really coming on strong. I'm feeling like... I kind of want to change my method. Kind of want to do some regular outbreak hunting or something. I mean, go check that snow run. Hello, Rhyperior. You could become a Rhyperior right now. So, I can update Pokedex tracker. We are no longer at the funny number, sadly. We can add Rhyperior. It's a little premature, but whatever. We can add Tangrowth. Is that it for new? Oh, Basculin. And yeah, 66 Pokemon left. Not bad. Not bad at all. Ah. Whenever I say I want to change my methods, then it just goes, oh, you aren't satisfied with what you've gotten? Here, nothing. Have nothing instead. Ah. Ah. I would really appreciate a shiny Rowlet. In that I would never use him. I'd never look at him apart from the one time. But I would like to have it. Maybe that's why it doesn't want me to have a shiny Rowlet, because it knows I really wouldn't treasure my Rowlet. It's just another box. It's just another box to tick. Or maybe it knows that I hate Dartrix. Maybe that's the real reason. Ow, what? What did I land on? That was like perfectly off screen. That was the video game equivalent of like going downstairs and thinking there's one more step than there is. Like, plant your foot into the ground at full force. Sounds like that when you really realize how much power you're putting into just moving around. Oh. God, I did not think I was this tired. It's been a while since I've talked this much, I guess. I've been doing either not streaming or streaming Kuro stuff. have been shorter and more focused to show off the game. Apparently the Chinese, the Clouded Leopard version, which I guess is how most people play through like Steam and stuff, is or PC just in general, is coming out on October 27th, the day after my birthday. So that's fun. I did get a nice comment that liked the Battle Bonus video, so appreciate that. That's one of the most viewed videos, especially recently. And it's my first like guide. I've done videos on my old channel that have a decent amount of views that are similar. It's like doing a difficult thing. Most viewed one is Titan Souls stuff. Of like beating the bosses on the hardest difficulty, no rolling and everything. And this bothers me, but I'll never check, because I don't care. I care enough to be bothered by it, but not enough to check if I should be bothered by it. Because there was a comment on my video of how to do this in the game. How to beat the bosses that are difficult. And all that. And there was a comment from a guy that makes trophy and achievement guides asking me how I did it. Only then, this is the part I haven't checked, only then to, I assume, make his own guide on the same thing. And I don't know if it's fair to be offended by that. The answer is I don't really care. I just think that's kind of gauche. The best film director in all of fiction. Gauche. Oh. Probably over odds on another Voltorb too. Maybe not, because I did get a Voltorb super early. Did Bleach start today? That's awesome. More important thing is Chainsaw Man starts tomorrow. And the more important thing is the Northern War, which is next year. God. That's how good Kiseki is. It can have an anime that is not a direct adaptation of any of the games, but is canon to the in-universe, like, lore. And is an incredibly important event that takes place off-screen that is now being adapted. It's fucking awesome. It's gonna really... there's no way this should happen. It's gonna really bum me out if they say it's not canon. Because the only other, like, cross-media stuff that they've ever done with Kiseki is mobile game stuff, which has mostly been crossovers, I think. And stuff that doesn't really matter. There's, like, a Katsuki, which isn't canon. But it's not canon, but they reference it as if it was canon. As if, like, the characters were canon. I think the truth is it's canon unless they specifically don't want a specific aspect of it to be canon. I think they just say it's not canon in that, like, it's not canon that you have the main characters of other games in your party at different ages. I think that's what they really mean. They just keep it as a blanket term of not canon. But man, if they say the anime is not canon, that's a bummer. Because there's the OVAs for Sky, and then there are mobile game stuff, and now the anime. Oh, and Lube Monogatari, which, as far as I know, kind of same as Akatsuki. There's no reason it shouldn't be canon. But I don't know if... I've never seen if they actually have said specifically. It should be. It's fucking dope. Same as Northern War. It adds, like, more context to a really important aspect of Kiseki. And it's just a really cool idea. God, I wish I liked Sky. I wish Sky was good. I wish Sky was good. Oh. The yawn counter will break by this time. Sometimes I should see a tree. Okay. Take second stab at this sentence. Sometimes I see a shaking tree out of the corner of my eye, and I go through a moral dilemma of whether to act like I should have, whether to act like I saw it or not. It's like, oh, ah! Oh my god. Is it you? Kind of yellow one? Oh my god. It's been a long time since that's happened. Where I see the shiny, or I hear the shiny, but I can't see it. First one was super early, before I even started streaming this. It was the first Ghastly I got. God, I can't believe I got Oshawott. It's fucking dope. It is a female Snorunt. Oshawott. My baby. I've only got one more I can catch before I need to make a new box. Scratch that. This one's gonna replace the male, probably. I don't think Snorunt has any differences. I think it's one of those ones where it evolves to have differences. Yeah. So I'm just gonna keep the female one. Because women, dude. We respect women. Why was I going to do that? That would have been rude and crude. So I've got one more shiny I can catch. Then I'm not allowed to catch any more shinies. Packing it up. So we're going to have 6 full boxes of shinies. And then almost 1.5 full boxes of extra trade shinies. So we can scoot all this stuff over. By 1. Okay. Change its name. A live shiny overflow. Poggers. God, Oshawott. Not a particularly good shiny. Ooh, I hadn't marked off Samurott either. We've only got 64 to go. Get this right here. I didn't change the number again. I'm so good at streaming video games. Happy to be done with one, though. With, Slime Rancher. Another one completed. Another one where we got the platinum on stream. Did everything. My first experience to my last experience with that game. All on stream. Except for the middle part. The hour where it just decided not to work. That's okay. It's got mustard instead of ketchup equipped. Ketchup reactive armor. Everyone knows it's the most effective. It's just squibs, I guess. Just fake blood packets. Fake mustard packets don't exactly hit the same. Only 64. Only 64 shinies left. Maybe to wrap up this one, I should go down the list. And we should kind of decide, like... should kind of count down all the ones that are probably not going to be gotten in this game. I already am not counting any of the legendaries, since they're literally impossible to get in this game. So if we were counting those, there'd be like 88 or so left. I think there's like 20-ish, 24 Pokemon after Lucario, who I think is the final standard Pokemon. God. We're probably under 50 Pokemon left. Because the Evolutions wipes out like 8 right there. That I'm probably just gonna breed. Then we've got Burmy, Wormadam, Cherubi, and Cherim. That's already 12. Yeah, we're definitely under 50. That was weird. We're definitely under 50. Left that we need. I'm not gonna mark them off. But I just want to kind of get a more accurate number of how many left we need that we are more likely to naturally come across the way I'm playing. That will also kind of give us the amount I'm going to have to specifically shiny hunt. Ugh. Oh no, I'm being targeted by nothing! What shall I do? Excuse me? That nothing has fucking far eyesight. And an anger management issue. It's gonna be that aggressive at me as I'm running away. Really got some anger it needs to work out. Almost at 3 hours. I've caught 7 shinies. Okay, 8 shinies. Whomst is it? I'm gonna say it's a Gibble. Is it in the cave? I don't think it's that Apom up there. It is. Isn't... yeah. Huh. Cool. That's okay. Avalug's fucking sick. I think I got Avalug off stream. Avalug's a fucking sick shiny. I don't think it has gender differences. Oh! Don't I need a regular Avalug, though? Like, isn't that a Hisuian Avalug? Okay, so I'm gonna need to keep that to evolve it into a regular Avalug. I'm pretty sure is Hisuian Avalug. I mean, I can check right now. Yeah. It's a regular Bergmite. Okay. So I need to turn it into a regular shiny Avalug. So that is another one that is useful. That's going to be one I need to put to Pokemon Home. And put into Sword and Shield. I'm kind of getting the urge to just cheat. And just switch the stream over to Sword and Shield and just start hatching eggs. But I'm not that interested in that. Ugh, stretchies. Ray probably really had the right idea about, like, his standing desk. That would probably make my butt hurt less. And make you have more energy. You can tell I'm losing it when I'm just mashing buttons as I run around. I am losing the script. Give me another shiny puppy! Give me Paw Patrol! I'm surprised it is still going. Gosh darn. Had Lucarios for days. None of them shiny, of course. What's good is... well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I was gonna say what's good is this bird mite doesn't really count, so the box still isn't full yet, because it's gonna be put into home. But I had already moved and made space for the boxes anyway, so that wouldn't have mattered either way. I would still like to get one more for the boxes, so we can cap off at a nice 6 boxes full. Any gaps in the boxes, I believe, are just from Pokemon I have with me. Like Onyx and Rapidash. What else? Just Onyx and Rapidash. And I think... oh... God. And I think it's just 2 boxes. Oh yeah, I moved it over. So yeah, it's first box with Rapidash, this box with Onyx. God, it'd be awesome to get a Rotom. Wink, wink. Wink, wink game. Please. Please take a look at your script. I provided it at the beginning of the stream. Now it is time for the 9 Snover and 14 Rotom. No Bronzong, of course. I'm not going to ask... fuck, I fucked up. No, I'm going to get another Bronzong. I meant to say Bronzor. No, the game's going to take the only piece I didn't want and give me another fucking Bronzong. The game knows. I saw that regular Bronzong and I was just staring at it, waiting for the sparkles to come off. I'm so fucking traumatized by the Bronzong. Torturing me. I just realized I was completely having a conversation in my head. I'm fucking tired and psychotic. I was having an entire conversation just in my head. Just a theoretical conversation. I thought I was speaking out loud. I was not. As far as I know, I don't believe I was speaking out loud. It was just quiet for like a minute. Oh, just 3 left. Just 3 Pokemon left in the entire game. They're all gonna be shiny right for me. I'm surprised I've still not gotten a single shiny from any outcropping or anything. Knowing me, it would have been a fucking geodude, but, yeah, nothing. I think anything that would come out of a tree would be beneficial, including a Pachirisu, because it's a Pachirisu. All Pachirisu are inherently helpful beings. I'm a bear now? Cool. God, that Goomy looks so good in that fucking Scarlet and Violet trailer. God, bathing your shiny Pokemon and then scrubbing the paint off. I'm making a note. Pretty good idea. Had a pretty good art meme idea. That will go nowhere. Because I either won't do it, or I'll do it and then no one will see it. So it won't matter. But it's a pretty funny idea. think I need Piplup. I think it's the same as the other starters. I just need the first one. Honestly, can't remember right now. Let's go back to Piplup. Clear that out. Piplup is a good Pokemon. Probably extremely controversial opinion. It is a penguin, but smaller than a typical penguin would be. So inherently stronger to make up for that. Two left after this one. I am not stopping until I have 12 shiny more Machops. That's the hill I'm gonna die on today. How do they fucking know? They know! They just know! They track so aggressively. What hit me? What happened? That's one. I'm pretty sure Bergmite, like most, well, not most. Well, I think actually most, technically. A good deal of Pokemon are actually in Sword and Shield, especially with the DLC. So I would hope Bergmite is in there, so I can just easily transfer it over into Abelard. If not, it's probably in Diamond and Pearl. I'm assuming pretty much every Pokemon in this game that isn't Hisuian is in Diamond and Pearl. Oh man, the choice between Kadabra and the Myrlands. What a difficult... Man, it is absolutely stuffed with outbreaks. What the fuck? I'm absolutely fucking sick of it, Bronzong. Sorry, Bronzo, stop. I'm gonna make it happen. That Bronzong really stood idly by. Just let it happen. Pachirisu! You jumped out of a tree! Poggers! Did I? Oh, more Bronzong. They were so difficult to see. Sick dodge. Not so sick dodge. Man, I love when it takes them 17 decades to, actually respawn. Do what I usually do. Swing around, check the Combi, check the Vespa Queen. I don't know how they want you to pronounce Vespa Queen. Because it isn't Vespa Queen. It's Vespa Queen. Hello, Alpha Tangela, randomly hanging out. How's it hanging? Look at his little nubs. His little nubs are wiggling. Got the legendary donk. Please? The echo of the caves is so fucking good. Is there another one? I see. Get it? I see. You had to be there. I think it was Bondsley up there. Pretty sure that was the first one we went to. Don't need more Carnivore. To the Mirewoods, I guess. Not allowed to escape. I'm not really noticing a pattern today. Seems kind of messy. Good mix of random encounter and outbreak shinies. I mean, the most, like, surprising, like, notable thing, I guess, is the fact that there aren't that many, or that there are, despite how few we have left to get, there are a good amount today alone that have been ones we don't have yet. Let's go over here first. Ugh. Tired and sleepy. I still want to try and doodle something for my friend's birthday, which is today. Of course, the day I decide to stream a lot. I was going to do even more, but I wanted to take and move the Kurotu Side A Chapter 1 to tomorrow, potentially. It might be moved again. I'm mainly scared about how long that'll be. Because I've taken precautions. I have really good notes. I've set up save files I can transfer to that will make it all easier, and I don't have to show, like, busy work and stuff. but I'm still afraid it's going to be like a 5-6 hour long stream because of the dialogue. And just having to have every conversation be on auto. And then side B will be the same. And they're pretty meaty the way I've been playing them. They were each like 6-7 hours long. 14-hour long chapter 1 doesn't seem super crazy. And I'd rather not split those into parts if I don't need to. So it would suck if I get like 3 hours into that and I'm just tired. And I don't want to continue. It's like, no, I want to get that all in like one video. Bronzor. Sick miss. That was not a dodge on his part. That was a complete fucking miss on my part. That was on me. Go away, Bronzor. Bad dodge. It's a bad dodge on your part. Bad spawn on your part. Is that everyone? Seemed to be the case, or not. Are they Bronzong? I'm leaving. Never speak to me again, Bronzong. Never even look at me, please. It's the only way I can feel safe. Put a restraining order on Bronzong so that even if it is shiny, I can't hear the charm. Perfect. My posture has started collapsing. This might be the end. This might be the beginning of the fall. And it's doing that thing where it gives me nothing. Feels like it's been a hot second since we got a shiny. I don't know, I'm feeling kind of lonely. Shiny Bonsley. 2 shiny electrodes. Rotom! 19 shiny Rotom. You shouldn't have. This never works this well. Wow. That is like the only time Jet Balls have actually been successful at their one job. Good on you, Jet Balls. You really nailed it. You're really ballin'. Oh god. New Horde? Shiny Balls? I love chaining aggression. Everyone knows every single Pokemon is a hive mind. Speaking of hive, Dead Space Reboot. In sales this January, I think. In sales. In stores. In sales. I'm tired. I'm a little sleepy weepy. Oh, more Electrode. You really heard me about how I wasn't sure if I was over odds, and you were like, yeah, let's get it over odds. How do you like your eggs? Over odds? That's not a bad shiny joke. Hey, it's pretty good for something I just came up with randomly. How do you like your eggs? Over odds? Because the real answer is eggs are bad. Eggs are gross. I've had to eat a lot of eggs because I'm poor and I have no money. And they're terrible. I hate them. And I've had to drink a lot of water. Because again, I'm poor. And I hate water. 2 things I hate. Water and eggs. Not the only 2 things I hate. 2 things I really dislike. Yet I have to consume them to survive. It's absolute misery. That's an alpha hippo. That's an alpha hippopotamus. Ugh. I was yawning, but I was going to say, "Hey, mister, please don't knock me off my horse." And he didn't. So, clearly my yawns have telepathic properties. "31 caught Pokemon. That's big. I'm so good at pressing buttons. Stretching. You gotta give me one more game, so that then I can get it and go, well, maybe just one more. Obviously, I would like a Rotom, or an Electrode. Another Sneasel would be dope. Ugh. What else? What else spawns? Trying to think. Oh, more Snowbird. This place to. Oh! Oh! Ah! Ask and you shall receive. I think that's female or male too. Now I don't want to evolve either of them because I got two different ones. Ah! Let me check. That is, regardless, 9th shiny. And either way is good. I just have to stop immediately focusing down. Yeah, that's male. I think the first one I got is female. Yeah, it is. Gosh darn it. So yeah, now whatever I catch next will be my Sneasel. Or my Sneasler. Ah. Darn. Dagnabbit. But that is 9th shiny. And as prophesized, I am still playing the game because I have a problem. It's so difficult to resist the urge to evolve it. Did I check that one on the other side of the dam by the ferry? I don't actually remember. I don't think I did. Check these and respawn at the camp. I think that'll make it quicker. Now if you could just sweeten the deal with an electrode, then maybe I'd go to sleep. And by go to sleep, I mean stop playing and then draw or do other work until I pass out. Yay! It is also nice. Scarlet and Violet actually has a mini-map. And it'll probably be less useful in that game than if it was in this game. Which is just awesome. Oh. God, I'm fucking sleepy, jeez. I don't think I ever feel like truly awake and like alive. Bah. Oh dude, fucking Piloswine Pog. Says not me. Might have sounded like me. Might have sounded like something you'd hear me saying. 'Twasn't me. Random Alpha Combi? Okay. I probably should have checked that, because I don't know if I need... I'm pretty sure I have a female alpha combi. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Could be wrong. Probably wrong. I'm in the droning meta, so I just drone on and on. Scorpy can jump? That's fucking terrifying. It makes my skin crawl just thinking about a jumping scorpion. Scorpions and spiders suck, right? I'm not crazy. They're terrible. They're bad beings. They are inherently evil creatures. Like that Wii game. I swear, you never see a Bronzor outbreak that is exclusively Bronzor. It is always like 2 Bronzor and 2 Bronzong, fucking 3 Bronzong and a Bronzor. No wonder I've got fucking 6 of the shiny fuckers. They keep taking spots of what could have been Bronzor. Oh my god, fuck me. Why do I speak? Just to be proven wrong immediately? Hey, then this outbreak gives me a shiny. I'm not gonna complain. I see a Bronzor. A Bronzong. I'm complaining. It can't hold me back from complaining. Go away. Just die. None of those are green bears. Now I want gummy bears. Fuck. Game really almost couldn't handle the fact that I talked to him while crouching. It really had to think about how to do that. How to deal with that. I'm good. God, almost 260 hours. 259 and 9 a minute. Ugh, stretchies. What is the real count? Oh, 315. Oh, this is one of my most played games of all time, if not the most played single game. If you're counting series, Kiseki is the most by far. If it's a single game, this might be the most played game. the single most time I put into a single game. That's cursed. Well, that's part 11. We got what, like 60